By the time individuals reach 80, it's not uncommon to experience a 50% reduction in muscle mass compared to their younger years. Sarcopenia, a condition affecting over 50 million older adults worldwide, silently undermines the independence of countless individuals. Every year, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized due to falls caused by muscle weakness. What's truly remarkable is that research published in the Journal of Physiology suggests that significant muscle loss isn't inevitable. While many in their 70s struggle with basic movements like climbing stairs or standing up without assistance, there's a group of seniors who manage to maintain muscle strength, function, and even the appearance of someone much younger. These superagers often outperform younger individuals in strength tests and continue to enjoy physical activities like hiking and sports well into their 90s, maintaining their independence. What's their secret? Researchers from the Mayo Clinic have identified key practices that can dramatically slow, or even reverse, age-related muscle loss, practices that most older adults are unaware of. In fact, 93% of seniors don't know about the most critical habit identified by Harvard Medical School researchers, which is crucial for rebuilding muscle even in individuals in their 70s and 80s. Unfortunately, many healthcare professionals still offer outdated advice that contradicts current scientific understanding about maintaining muscle strength in older age. Stick with us until the end because the first habit we'll discuss is one that many of you might be getting wrong every day. This common mistake activates genetic pathways that accelerate muscle deterioration. Addressing this simple habit could make the difference between living independently or depending on others as you age. Before we dive in, let us know where you're tuning in from in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Let's jump into habit number 1, hormetic stressors. Seniors in their 80s who maintain impressive muscle strength often engage in practices that seem surprising at first. These individuals deliberately expose themselves to certain hormetic stressors, or low-level stressors that, in small doses, actually have beneficial effects on the body. Hormesis refers to how controlled exposure to substances typically harmful at high doses can actually be good for you in moderation. In simple terms, a little challenge can boost your strength, especially when it comes to muscle function. According to the Buck Institute for Research on Aging, brief exposure to stressors triggers protective cellular responses that help preserve muscle integrity, enhancing muscle functionality and growth, even in people over 80. One of the first hormetic stressors is temperature variation. Superagers often take cold showers or participate in short cold plunges, 30 to 60 seconds. This simple action stimulates brown fat, enhances mitochondrial biogenesis, and activates a hormone called adiponectin, which helps protect muscle tissue from damage. On the flip side, heat exposure from saunas or hot baths activates heat shock proteins, which play a crucial role in repairing damaged muscle cells and preventing protein breakdown. A Finnish study showed that people who used saunas 4 to 7 times per week had 40% less muscle loss over 10 years compared to those who didn't use saunas. Another hormetic stressor is intermittent fasting, or time-restricted eating. By limiting eating to an 8 to 10 hour window each day, individuals can activate autophagy, the body's natural process of clearing out damaged cells and improving muscle quality. Research from the Salk Institute shows that this practice can enhance mitochondrial function in muscles by up to 10% within just 12 weeks, even without weight loss. The third hormetic stressor involves short, intense muscle contractions. Individuals who are considered superagers often incorporate a form of exercise called overcoming isometrics. This exercise requires pushing or pulling against immovable objects for 5 to 10 seconds at maximum effort. These brief yet powerful contractions send strong signals to muscle cells, helping them maintain their size and function while reducing the risk of strain on the joints. What makes these stressors effective is their intermittent nature. They are brief, followed by ample recovery periods. When done correctly, these regulated stressors activate longevity genes, such as CINs and FOXOs, which are vital in preserving muscle tissue as we age. Start with manageable steps in these practices and gradually increase your tolerance. It's crucial to focus on a level of stress that's beneficial rather than overloading your system. Habit 6 emphasizes the strategic timing of protein intake. Many seniors focus on how much protein they consume, but studies suggest that when you eat it could be even more significant. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at utilizing protein, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, older adults should spread their protein intake throughout the day, rather than consuming it all in one meal, which is common among many seniors. This is key. The period after each meal is critical for muscle protein synthesis, typically lasting around 3 to 4 hours. Consuming all your protein at dinner, as many seniors do, means you're missing out on crucial muscle building opportunities throughout the day. The optimal strategy is to target 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal, distributed evenly throughout the day. For breakfast, consider protein-rich options such as eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie, not just toast or cereal. For lunch and dinner, keep the same strategy, incorporating lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant-based proteins like beans and lentils if following a vegetarian diet. Research shows that following this timing strategy can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% compared to consuming the same protein in fewer meals. In a 12-week study at the University of Texas, participants who followed this method gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle while maintaining their existing lifestyle, without any other changes. It's essential to understand that the timing of protein intake is just as important as the quantity. This approach can significantly affect whether your muscles thrive or begin to deteriorate. Habit number 5. Optimizing vitamin D levels. It's crucial to note that over 80% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, a key nutrient often referred to as the muscle vitamin. This widespread deficiency is subtly eroding your strength, which has serious implications. Vitamin D does much more than support bone health. Recent research from Harvard reveals that vitamin D plays a direct role in activating genes that are vital for muscle protein synthesis and muscle growth. Muscle cells contain specific vitamin D receptors that, when activated, trigger pathways necessary for muscle development and preservation. A landmark study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with adequate vitamin D levels displayed 25% greater muscle strength compared to those with deficiencies. Additionally, they showed marked improvements in balance, coordination, and reaction time, all critical factors in preventing falls. Superagers, those who remain remarkably active and vital well into their 80s, consistently maintain optimal vitamin D levels, typically exceeding 40 nanograms per milliliter. In comparison, most seniors tend to have levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter, which is considered deficient. So, what can you do to optimize your vitamin D levels? While sunlight exposure is beneficial, it becomes less effective as we age since our skin produces 50% less vitamin D than when we were younger. As a result, many seniors need supplementation. However, the typical recommendation of 600 international units, IU, per day is far too low for most older adults. Research shows that seniors often need between 2,000 and 4,000 IU daily to reach optimal levels, though this should be adjusted based on individual blood test results. In addition to supplements, foods rich in vitamin D, such as fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products, should be part of your diet. Aim for 15 to 20 minutes of direct midday sun exposure when possible. Here's an important note: vitamin D works in tandem with vitamin K2, which ensures calcium is directed to your bones instead of your arteries. However, vitamin K2 is mostly found in fermented foods and certain animal products. High levels of vitamin D supplementation, without adequate vitamin K2, may contribute to arterial calcification, which is often overlooked. For optimal results, have your vitamin D levels tested and aim for levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter to support muscle preservation effectively. Habit 4. Managing inflammation daily. What do all superagers have in common when it comes to muscle strength? They all exhibit exceptionally low levels of inflammation. Research has now confirmed that chronic low-grade inflammation, also known as inflammaging, plays a significant role in the muscle loss seen in older adults. This silent inflammatory process triggers molecular pathways that break down muscle proteins faster than your body can rebuild them. The worst part? Inflammation interferes with anabolic signals, which are crucial for muscle growth following exercise or protein consumption. Managing inflammation is therefore critical to maintaining muscle mass and strength as we age. A study conducted by TUS University found that older adults with elevated inflammation markers experienced a rate of muscle mass loss 3 times greater than those with lower inflammation levels, regardless of their exercise habits or protein intake. Those who maintain remarkable longevity and vitality tend to follow targeted anti-inflammatory approaches, many of which are often neglected by older adults. One of the first habits they adopt is ensuring quality sleep. They aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted rest in completely darkened environments. Poor sleep quality can elevate inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%, which directly accelerates muscle breakdown. In addition to sleep, these individuals pay close attention to gut health. Research from the University of California has shown that changes in gut bacteria due to aging play a key role in increasing systemic inflammation. To combat this, individuals who excel in longevity include a wide variety of fiber sources in their diets, aiming for over 30 different plant foods each week. They also incorporate fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut, which are rich in natural probiotics. Another important strategy is their approach to exercise intensity. While regular movement is essential, too much high-intensity exercise can actually increase inflammation in older adults. Superaggers often engage in moderate-intensity exercise most days, with occasional high-intensity intervals once or twice a week. They also include anti-inflammatory compounds in their diets, particularly omega-3 fatty acids, consuming 2 to 3 grams daily from sources like fatty fish or supplements. Additionally, they use curcumin from turmeric and polyphenol-rich foods such as berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has shown that this combination can reduce inflammation markers by as much as 29% over a 12-week period. It's recommended to monitor inflammation levels through a simple blood test measuring high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, hsCRP. Superaggers generally have hsCRP levels under 1 mg per liter, while the average senior typically has levels that are 3 to 5 times higher. Finally, Habit 3 involves consistently incorporating targeted vitamins into your daily routine. While conventional nutrition advice often focuses on macronutrients like protein, carbohydrates, and fats, those with remarkable longevity place a significant emphasis on specific micronutrients that are crucial for muscle function and protein synthesis. These essential nutrients enable your body to make the most of protein intake and maximize the benefits of your exercise routine. Without these micronutrients, even with adequate protein intake and a consistent exercise routine, it's still possible to experience a decline in muscle mass. Magnesium stands out as a vital yet often overlooked element, referred to by researchers at the University of Vermont as the overlooked electrolyte, crucial for optimal muscle health. A significant number of seniors, over 70%, suffer from a magnesium deficiency, despite its critical role in over 300 enzymatic reactions involved in muscle function. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that older adults with adequate magnesium levels showed a 30% increase in grip strength and noticeably improved physical performance compared to those with even mild deficiencies. Individuals known for their exceptional longevity often include magnesium-rich foods in their daily diet, such as dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate. They frequently boost their intake with highly bioavailable supplements, like magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate, to support muscle function and health. Next, we have creatine, a supplement often associated with young bodybuilders but with benefits that extend far beyond that demographic. Research from McMaster University indicates that seniors supplementing with creatine experience significant increases in muscle mass, strength, and even cognitive function, surpassing the benefits of strength training alone. Consuming 3 to 5 grams daily of creatine can enhance muscular energy production and increase the water content in muscle cells, fostering an environment that promotes muscle growth. Another important nutrient is methylated B12, a frequently underestimated B vitamin. As we age, the efficiency of B12 absorption significantly decreases, primarily due to reduced stomach acid production. It's concerning that commonly used medications like metformin and proton pump inhibitors can deplete this essential vitamin. A B12 deficiency negatively impacts muscle energy production and nerve function. Many individuals who age well choose to supplement with methylcobalamin, the bioactive form of B12, instead of the more commonly found cobalamin variant in standard multivitamins. In addition to these, trace minerals like zinc, selenium, and chromium are crucial in supporting protein synthesis and improving insulin sensitivity, both of which are essential for the effective delivery of nutrients to muscle tissue. A study conducted by Tufts University revealed that older adults with adequate levels of these minerals preserved 22% more muscle mass over a 5-year period compared to those with deficiencies. Instead of relying on generic multivitamins, those excelling in aging often undergo micronutrient testing to identify their unique deficiencies and tailor their supplementation accordingly. This targeted approach ensures they meet their specific biochemical needs, rather than spending unnecessarily on nutrients that may not be essential. Habit number 2 focuses on preserving neuromuscular junctions, a crucial yet often overlooked factor in maintaining muscle function. The process of muscle loss goes beyond just the muscle fibers themselves. The initial decline often occurs at the connection between nerves and muscles, known as neuromuscular junctions. These connections act like electrical outlets, providing the necessary power for muscle activation. Unfortunately, deterioration of these junctions accelerates after the age of 60, impairing the brain's ability to communicate effectively with the muscles, regardless of protein intake or exercise frequency. Recent research from the University of Michigan has shown that superageers, those exhibiting exceptional strength and vitality, have significantly better health outcomes compared to typical seniors. Remarkably, researchers have identified practices that can sustain, and even rejuvenate, these vital connections. The first of these practices involves engaging in distinct movement patterns that require accuracy and coordination. Activities like Tai Chi, dance, tennis, or even ping pong have been shown to significantly enhance neuromuscular connections, surpassing the benefits of simple walking or conventional strength training exercises. These activities force the nervous system to engage muscle fibers in specific patterns, thereby strengthening the neuromuscular junctions and promoting muscle health. A study published in 2020 in the Journal of Physiology found that older adults who engaged in coordination-demanding activities twice a week showed a 31% improvement in preserving their neuromuscular junctions compared to those who only followed traditional exercise routines. The second key practice centers around specific compounds designed to improve neuromuscular health. Research highlights that alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine offer protective benefits to the nerve-muscle connection by combating oxidative damage. In addition, certain variants of vitamin B1, such as benfotiamine and thiamine derived from Chinese club moss, have shown the ability to boost acetylcholine levels, the neurotransmitter essential for muscle activation. Individuals who excel in aging, or superagers, often incorporate targeted breathing techniques that stimulate the vagus nerve, a crucial regulator of neuromuscular communication. For example, a simple box breathing technique. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4, done daily for just 5 minutes, can increase neural activation of muscles by 15%. The link between cognitive engagement and neuromuscular preservation is particularly fascinating. A pioneering study from Columbia University found that older adults who regularly engage in mentally challenging activities exhibited significantly improved muscle function. The researchers concluded that cognitive challenges have a direct positive impact on the neuromuscular system through interconnected neural pathways. By applying these neuromuscular preservation strategies, superagers are able to maintain strong connections that allow their brains to efficiently activate muscle fibers well into their 80s and beyond. Now, let's move to the first habit, which is perhaps the most crucial: engaging in progressive resistance training. This practice has been identified as the most effective anti-aging intervention for maintaining strength in seniors, according to researchers at Tufts University. What sets superagers apart is how they approach resistance training, using targeted protocols that specifically address the biological processes behind muscle loss. A fundamental truth many seniors overlook is that muscle function follows the use it or lose it principle. However, simply sticking to the same routine, like walking or water aerobics, or using the same light weights week after week, is insufficient for preserving muscle mass beyond the age of 60. The key differentiator for superagers is that their focus is on intensity over duration. Findings from McMaster University show that older adults who participate in high-intensity resistance training, approaching muscle failure twice a week, experience greater muscle gains compared to those who do moderate-intensity training 5 times a week. Muscle failure occurs when you can no longer complete another repetition while maintaining proper form, and this triggers significant anabolic responses, stimulating muscle protein synthesis for up to 72 hours post-exercise. In addition to this, those who age gracefully place a strong emphasis on compound movements, which engage multiple muscle groups at once. Squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, and pulls are especially effective and can be adapted to suit individual mobility and joint health needs. These compound movements elicit a stronger hormonal response compared to isolation exercises. Exercises like bicep curls or leg extensions might seem standard, but they don't provide the same long-term results as more complex movements. Superagers, those who maintain exceptional strength as they age, incorporate the principle of progressive overload into their routines. This principle involves gradually increasing resistance or difficulty over time to continuously challenge the muscles. When you use the same weights for an extended period, your muscles will hit a plateau, and progress will stall. Superagers are meticulous about tracking their progress, consistently pushing themselves for incremental improvements in their workouts. Another key focus for these individuals is the eccentric phase, the lowering phase of exercises. Studies show that focusing on this phase is especially effective in building strength, particularly in older adults. By gradually decreasing weights during this phase, tension builds within the muscle fibers while minimizing stress on the joints. This technique proves highly effective, even for those who begin their fitness journey later in life. A notable study from the University of Alabama found that individuals in their 70s who committed to progressive resistance training gained an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle and saw a 35% increase in strength within just 12 weeks. These results were accompanied by significant improvements in blood glucose control, bone density, and even cognitive function. Now, what's the most common mistake seniors make? There's a pervasive belief that resistance training is either risky or irrelevant for older adults. This misconception can be dangerous, as it leads to the neglect of a critical exercise routine. Avoiding resistance training contributes to muscle deterioration, which ultimately results in increased frailty, a higher risk of falls, and a potential loss of independence. Incorporating just one of the habits from this video, specifically progressive resistance training, can dramatically alter your aging process. Start with expert guidance to ensure correct technique, begin at a suitable intensity based on your current fitness level, and then progressively increase the difficulty. Even committing to 2 30-minute sessions a week can bring significant improvements. Now, here are the 7 evidence-based habits that show how some 80-year-olds maintain muscle strength comparable to those much younger. Begin with the habit that feels most achievable and gradually add the others into your routine. The choices you make today will significantly impact your future strength and independence. We'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 habits are you already practicing? Which one surprised you the most? Do you know any individuals in their 70s or 80s who exhibit impressive strength? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. We look forward to